Welcome to the first Saturday of Gulfstream 2011. There are 2 stakes races on the card, and I have selections in all 10 races today. So let's take a look at what we got going on. The first race is a maiden claimer going 8 furlongs. That's a 1-turn mile at Gulfstream. My selection is Proud to Glory. Proud to Glory drops for Michael Matz, who's 38% when he goes in maiden claimers. He's got Jose Lezcano up. Jose Lezcano scores for nearly 20% of the time when he's riding for Matz. Both those statistics are well above the $2 mark on ROI. He's got 2-turn starts where he faced better, and it looks like he's much better suited for this 1-mile distance at 1 turn. With several speed types, I look for him to come from off the pace and win the race. The second half of the daily double is on the turf, sprinting 5 furlongs claimers. My selection is number 9, Bing Bing Girl, who's 8-1, and I'll double the investment. Normally in a turf sprint like this, you think that there's a lot of speed, and the question is, who's the speed of the speed, or do you go with the closer? Well, surprisingly, the 10 horses in here, there really doesn't look to be a lot of speed, and it looks like Bling Bling Girl is going to have the lead all to herself. She can easily put up sub-22 quarters to set herself free of the field, and I think she spurts away early, and I think she never looks back. Bling Bling Girl, number 9 in the second. In the third race at Gulfstream, it's a maiden special going 6 furlongs. It's my bet of the day, Candyman E. Candyman E is likely to be odds-on, but he's got a great shot to win here today. There's hardly anything not to like about Candyman E. First of all, everybody else lined up against him, nothing to write home about, no great shakes, no well-bred, no hot trainers, nothing like that. On Breeders' Cup weekend, the Sunday after Breeders' Cup, he was beaten less than a length when running third. And on that day, the horse that finished right in front of him has already come back to score, so that was a key race. He has been working consistently down here, and his latest work was a third best of 48, and he blistered the workout in 4 furlongs at 47-1. Jockey Jose Castanon wins 29% with an ROI of 359 when riding for this barn. All that would make him the best bet. However, in his 3 races, he's raced against nothing but solid winners. He debuted when he ran second to Johnny Jack, who's a multiple allowance winner now at Calder. In his next race out, he was third behind Don Tito, who's shipped to California and run in stakes races. Second that day was Tackleberry, who is a multiple graded stakes winner and goes in the grade 3 House Hope today. And then his third start was that narrow loss at Churchill Downs. I think Candyman E has it all over this field. Candyman E, tons the best, bet of the day, number 5 in the third race. In the fourth race today, at 8.5 furlongs on the turf, maiden claimers, my selection is number 3, Desert Witch. There aren't any standouts in here. There are several that could wake up dropping down into maiden claimers for the first time. What I like about Desert Witch is that she's lightly raced. Both times that she started on the Jersey Shore, she ran back-to-back speed figures that if she duplicates either one of those, they would beat the best that anybody else has run in the field in their lifetime. And she is one of those dropping down from maiden special weight to maiden claimers. The fifth race, I like number 2, Bank Heist, and I'll double the investment on Bank Heist. Bank Heist is the fastest of the fast. It's got Johnny Velasquez going for Todd Pletcher. He's got an inside post. He'll probably run a 22 and change, maybe in 21 and 4 for the opening quarter. He is long gone in the 5th. That's Bank Heist, number 2. The 6th race, I like a long shot, and I'm going to double my investment on number 7, Cinerice. Cinerice is going in a 3-year-old maiden special weight. You go against Todd Pletcher in these races at your own peril, and he's got 2 of them today, but I'm going to go against him in both cases, and here's why. First of all, the price is right at 12-1. Secondly, Cinerice goes out for Nick Zito, who has been white hot at the start of the meet. Third, if you look back at Cinerice's opening race of his career, he debuted at Saratoga, which tells you that his connections thought something of him. And that day, he finished third to Uncle Mo. Yeah, the same Uncle Mo that won the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, the same Uncle Mo who's going to win the Eclipse Award, the same Uncle Mo who is probably going to be the favorite for the Kentucky Derby. Since then, he ran second in the sloppy Delaware track. He was a good third at Belmont, where he went 1 mile and a 16th. And that's kind of key because at Belmont, 1 mile and a 16th races are 1-turn races. Today, 8 furlongs at Gulfstream is a 1-turn race. He's the only horse who's run at this elongated sprint configuration. So for me, at Cinerice, I'll double the investment, number 7, in the 6th race at Gulfstream. The 7th is the first of 2 stakes races. It's the Spectacular Bid Stakes for 3-year-olds. My selection is number 8, Cane Garden Bay, who is 8-1 on the morning line. 3-year-olds, newly turned 3-year-olds, typically at this time of the year, they just know one thing: run as fast as you can, as far as you can. And sure enough, if you looked over the past performances, nearly everybody in here is going to battle for the lead or press the hot pace. There's only one horse who's shown the ability to come from off the pace. That's number 8, Cane Garden Bay. Cane Garden Bay can not only come from off the pace, but in his debut going 5.5 furlongs, he came from dead last to miss by a neck. In his second race, he went 7 furlongs, stalked the pace mid-pack, and came by strongly to win. In his third race, he tried 2 turns, and he went to a grade 2, probably a little bit over his head for that point in his career, a little bit too stiff a competition, not the right distance. He's laid off since then. He comes back today. He's got several good works for George Arnold, and you couldn't get a better jockey to conserve energy for a stretch run than Julien Leparoux. That's who's up today. Number 8, Cane Garden Bay at 8-1 in the 7th. The 8th race, we're back on the turf going a mile. Optional allowance claimers. My selection is on the rail. Number 1, Sleepless Night, and I'll double the investment here. It's pretty rare that you get a horse at a price, especially at Monmouth, when Joe Bravo's riding on the turf. Joe Bravo is dynamite on the turf, especially when he rides for Kelly Breen. Those are the connections today. Now, this is a optional allowance claimer, and it's for non-winners of 3 or for an $80,000 price tag. So you got some stakes winners in here, some stakes place horses, even some graded stakes place horses. But it looks to me like most of those runners, and they could wake up dropping down to this level, but it looks to me like they've seen their best days. Sleepless Night is lightly raced. He's already won a stakes race. He's improving with his speed figures, and with Joe Bravo and with the rail, he looks to sit the perfect pocket trip. I think he takes over in mid-stretch. Sleepless Night in the 8th. The 9th is the feature on the day, the Grade 3 House Hope, and again we're going 1 turn mile. My selection is number 5, Soaring Empire, and I will triple the investment. On the rail, you got the aforementioned Tackleberry, has won 2 stakes in a row, has won 4 out of 5, and all of those have been on the lead. Right next to him, you've got Rule, who is a graded stakes winner, goes for Todd Pletcher with Johnny Velasquez. And right next to him, you've got Minuteman, who is just missed Morning Line, who just missed in the Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile a Grade 1 stakes. Before that, he won the Grade 2 Pennsylvania Derby. Why go against these 3 horses who are all multiple stakes winners? Here's why. All 3 of them, they want the lead. And there are 2 horses on the outside in this 7-horse field. They're also either going to go for the lead or they're going to press the early pace. So again, much like in the 7th race, I think you're looking for a horse that can finish. My pick is Soaring Empire. Last winter as a 3-year-old, he ran down the field in the 7-furlong allowance race and was the wise guy's pick for the Florida Derby. Didn't run so well that day, but since then he's rattled off buyers of 76, 83, 92, 101, and 105. And in fact, that 105, that's the best last race speed figure. It's better than any of the multiple stakes winners has ever run. I think he's sneaky good in here. I think he sits off the pace. I think he runs by in the stretch. And at 4-1 with triple the investment, I think I got a nice score there in the Grade 3 House Hope. Finally, in the finale, we're 7.5 furlongs on the turf. Claimers, non-winners of 3 lifetime. Joe Bravo, Kelly Breen, we talked about them earlier. When do you get those guys at a big number? Yeah, 12-1. He has never seen a 2 lifetime or 3 lifetime tag. In fact, he's never even run for a tag. So first time tag, first time condition, and he's run sprinting on the grass, and he's won 2 turns on the grass. So this medium distance, 7.5 furlongs, smacks him right between the eyes. So for me in the finale, it's number 11, Mustang Island. So there you have it, 10 selections on the day, looking for a big day tomorrow. Exciting times, Gulfstream, 2011.